Okay, welcome. My name is Wankumbo Loti Silungwe, a university student at the Mbeya University of Science and Technology in the College of Architecture. I'm studying Bachelor of Technology in Landscape Architecture. So welcome. So this is concerning my mini IPT in Arusha on January 2026. So as we know, architecture and landscape architecture requires understanding of the site condition, climate, structure, function, as well as cultural context. So Arusha is one of the best area for all of this. It offers a good understanding of the site, climate, structure, and culture as well. So my university selected this Arusha as one among the program in my architecture field. So why I attended the mini IPT in Arusha? So one, it was due to academic requirement. So mini IPT, it was one among the academic program, to expose students in Arusha for a good understanding of landscape projects. Also practical learning. So on attending mini IPT, it is a good field for learning practical more than theoretical manner. So also professional exposure. My field, my landscape field requires more exposure to know what has been designed, what people are designing, to add more experience and more ability in designing. So we visited many places such as Tumbili Lodge, Grand Melia, Samia Suluhu Hassan Stadium, Arusha Airport, Themi Living Garden, Arusha Declaration Museum, Arusha Natural History Museum, Arusha Municipal Gardens, as well as Arusha Tanzanite Shop. So it was a very amazing mini IPT and one of the best area for studying. So starting with Tumbili Lodge, this is located in quite low density area in Arusha. So in here we learned about the issue of functional zoning, clear separation of public and private and service areas. So the area is well identified. The private spaces, public spaces are well identified. Also climate responsive design. We learned about climate responsive design. So we see the area has uses many cross ventilation, shaded verandas, trees that reduce heat gain naturally. So the area mimics the nature. So the design is very amazing. So also we learned about landscape integration, how we can integrate the landscape and the building as one system. So it was a very amazing lesson in Tumbili Lodge. Also we went to Samia Suluhu Stadium in Arusha. This is one among the project in Arusha. This is the stadium. So it is developed for AFCON purposes in 2027 as well for future international events. So in here we learned about structural system, reinforced concrete substructures with the steel roof for large span coverage. You can see in the pictures here. So the area is almost built with these steel roof systems, and also the area, the design, the symbolism design of Tanzanite and the mountain, the second largest mountain in Africa, known as the first largest mountain in Africa, but the second in the world, known as Kilimanjaro. So also technical compliance. So we see how it is important to follow the standards. So the stadium is designed according to CAF and the FIFA standards for safety and visibility. So we also see how the design, how the project, this large project can result into impact in the urban context. So this design, it seems that it has a very large impact to the area as it will promote tourism, sport tourism, employment, infrastructure growth in Arusha. So it has a very impact to the development of AFCON city in Arusha. So as well we went to Arusha Airport in Arusha. So here we learned about the issues of lineway alignment. So how are the lineway oriented according to the climatic conditions, the wind systems. Also we see the operational system, how do domestic flight operate under visual flight rules. So there are rules which are have been implemented for the flights to follow. So also the most important part, we learned about the surface measures that have been implemented in this airport. The issues of runway marking, lighting systems, and emergency response services. So We saw also the taxiway and aprons that are designed for safe aircraft circulation as well as parking. So we learned many issues, but we didn't transport with these airplanes. So okay, let's leave it. So also in Temi Living Garden, Temi Living Garden is one among the municipal gardens in Arusha, at the center of Arusha. So we learned many issues in Temi Living Gardens. We learned the issues such as urban agriculture, also sustainable practice. How can we use rainwater harvesting in running, in maintaining our landscape? Also, we saw the issue of community empowerment, because this Temi Living Garden is run by just women, vulnerable groups of women that have gained their employment here. Also, we saw the issue of landscape design. We saw the issue of layered planting, shaded seating. So the area is very comfortable, and it is one of the amazing areas in Arusha. So also we went to Arusha Declaration Museum. So this is one among the historical place, because it is where Arusha Declaration, the first meeting of Arusha Declaration was conducted. So it shows the historical, the significance of preserving historical areas. So in this area, education is offered. So it provides exhibition learning spaces for students and visitors to learn about the history of Tanzania, as well as the history of a man. Also, this is located in urban context, where it is a good place for cultural tourism. Many people can reach here. So also we learned about the issue of conservation law. It maintains historical articraft and promote national identity. So the area is preserved to promote historical articraft, also to promote the national identity. Also went to Grand Maria. Grand Maria is one among the large hotel that is found in Arusha. This is the famous one, yeah, and it's the expensive one. So it is located along the Simon Road in Arusha, surrounded by coffee plantation views of Mount Meru, providing a luxury natural setting in Arusha. So the hotel is almost a modern architecture, with a modern architecture, but also the hotel has good functional zoning. There is clear separation of rooms, conferences, restaurant, service areas, as well as the landscape is comfortable and the natural, mimicking landscape. As you can see here in the picture, you can see large stones, you can see ponds, you can see swimming pools. So the area is very attractive. Also, okay, another area is Arusha National History Museum. This is Makumbusho ya Viumbe Hai. So this it was one among the administrative area that was under the German. It was under the German, so it was used for administrative purposes. But later on, it is now used as Makumbusho ya Viumbe Hai, in where we can see preservation of Viumbe Hai, as well as history of Tanzania and the history of a human. So this is located in central Arusha near the old Boma, with the historical colonial buildings. So purpose and function: it preserves and displays specimen of field life, birds, fossil and human evolution history. So architectural character: this historical structure adapted for museum use with exhibition halls and display rooms. So this, it was not the purpose to be a historical structure, but as adaptation to another use it has been developed for historical purposes, for museum purposes, but it was previous a German administrative building. So it provides scientific knowledge about biodiversity, conservation, and natural heritage. Also, it has a large tourism contribution. It attracts students as we went there, researchers, tourists interested in wildlife and history. So it's a good place for learning. You can learn. We learned here the architecture of Germany. How do they construct their buildings? You can see their buildings are very strong and they can last for a very long period of life. So in all places we went, we had to sketch. Yeah, we had to sketch. But what is the role of sketching now in my learning? So sketching, it improves observation. It improves observation skills. Sketching helped me carefully to observe building forms, landscape features, and spatial relationship. That improves the psychology of designing. Also, understanding design details. So sketching helps to understand the design, the details in different architectural elements. Also, professional skill development. Sketching is essential for communicating design ideas in landscape architecture. As we landscape architecture, we have to sketch. We communicate by sketching. We communicate by sketches. How Arusha experience helped my design career? Arusha enhanced my understanding of real-world architecture and landscape project. So we are not doing just theoretically, we are doing practically to see how the world integrates this architecture. So it has improved the ability to analyze site condition and environmental factors. So to gain the experience to design in any environmental condition, in any climate. So it improved my ability because I learned the climate of Arusha and how can I design according to that environment. How can I design a climate responsive design? So also it has strengthened my practical skills such as observation, sketching, and documentation. So we did a lot of works including sketching and documentation. So it has inspired also creative thinking for future landscape and architectural design. So also it is one among the inspiration to me. So as I can refer to Tumbili Lodge. So the owner of that Tumbili Lodge is an European woman with his husband. So he inspired us most to design from our heart. To design from our heart. Not just a work. We have to design from our heart. So that is a big inspiration in my side. So I acquired many skills such as climate responsive and sustainable design, to apply passive cooling, natural lighting, shading, water management strategies in my design, structural and technical understanding, the issue of structural systems. I acquired that skill. Also surface and regulatory awareness. So in any design you should follow the safety and the regulatory awarenesses. You have to comply with the standards. Also landscape integration skills, how to blend architecture with the general climate of the area and the aesthetics. Also heritage and developmental conservation awareness, how to preserve the cultural identity while promoting ecological sustainability. So it was a very amazing field. So I would like to say Mamnun Kebamagush Dadit. That is a Persian language meaning thank you for listening and thank you for your attention. So my name is Wankumblot Stilungwe. Ciao.